Okay, Country Bird is next. Remember, this is an operation that has interests both in poultry. You may be familiar with their brands, which are called Supreme. That's the principal one. As well as a stock feed business. That's known as Nutri-Feeds. It's kind of headquartered, I don't know, somewhere around Kroonstad or Kimberley or Bloemfontein or something. It's one of those companies, but the real controlling interests are Zimbabwean. We'll talk about them in a moment. And in fact, it's kind of academic that we're discussing this one today because it's got exactly 5 days left as a listed company on the JSE. It's had already an approved shareholder buyout. Its controlling shareholder, the Zimbabweans I'm talking about, have in fact offered 5 rands a share. It's going to be delisted on Friday. And at that level, it has a market cap of 1 billion rand. It hasn't paid any profits recently, not paid any dividends. It's been a bit of a bumpy ride. But I guess the controlling shareholders know something different, right? That's why they're buying it out. I don't know.
Looking at the business, I mean, we think they've got a fantastic deal. I mean, we actually put our recommendation to our minority shareholders of the business to vote against it because we think they've gotten away with an absolute steal. We think what's going to happen is they're going to delist this and go through a restructuring, like what Sovereign did 3-4 years ago, and they're going to come out with an exceptionally strong business. They're going to downsize the South African operations. They're going to go from about, I think it's about 1.5 million birds a week down to about 1 million birds a week operation, increase the profitability because it's the South African operations that are already hurting them. Their offshore operations, though, are just fantastic. I mean, they've got,
So hang on, those offshore operations are inside of this entity, Country Bird?
As far as I know, yes. So they...
Because I think the founder, Kevin James, right, he also owns businesses up in Zimbabwe, like KFCs and 100%. Zambia.
So they now trying to open their first KFC. It's been about 5 years in the plans to open it. Going to open their first KFC in Zimbabwe and then ramp that up to I think it's about 21 KFCs in the next couple of years. So and now suddenly you're looking at the IQF prices, which is the low margin, the
individually quick frozen.
Quick frozen, exactly. Yeah. So that's your frozen broiler to now suddenly feeding into KFC and selling a much higher margin product. At the same time, they've got already supply contracts with Mr. Biggs in Nigeria.
That's the famous brands, pie, crowd.
And they've got that relationship with famous brands. So looking at it, and then Nigeria as well. I mean, you look at our import tariffs. Nigeria bans all imports of chicken. So the production there is exceptionally good for them. So I think it's a great business. I think Kevin James has got it at a great price.
Yeah, because this would have been timing, right? This has been in the works now for a couple of months, and at the time these 5 rand prices were offered, that looked like a bargain because you could saw the share price earlier. It was hovering around 2 or 3 or something.
You always look at the volume weighted average price, and they looked at it over a month, and it was a very fair price at that stage.
265
but you can see how that share price has just moved up to that 5 rand level. So
that's exactly right. So it's at 5 rand because people know you're going to get 5 rand at the end of the week.
If you buy it now at 5 rand at the end of the week, your cost of carry for 5 days is just about nothing.
And just to add insult to injury, whatever you've said about their chicken operations, the same would be true of Nutri-Feed because we're talking about the same dynamics as with Meadow. Lower import prices, plentiful availability, agriculture, looking strong, farmers getting busy, but nice margin fattening up there as well. Okay, but because it's going to get delisted, it's academic. You can't buy them now.
Nothing we can do.
5 rand it is. No money to be made.
That's all that's going to happen.
So this is not hot.
But great, yeah. I think as a business, I'll go hot on it. But as an investor now, a retail investor trying to buy, definitely not hot.
Okay.